when you would go in for auditions and they were like on big lots and stuff, you want to do your best. And sometimes you have to literally not take it seriously and go in and just be casual. And like, those are the ones you always book.
Carly Reeves, welcome to Pardon My Success!
Yes! Pardon my success.
Pardon your success.
Yeah.
That's why we're here. We're going to talk all about your success. I'm very excited. I left my little notebook over here. Okay, we are here because Carly and I had the incredible time working together on set for a little commercial project.
Yes.
Which was super cute of us. We got to be on a fake podcast.
Oh, yeah.
And then I was like, oh my God, you need to come on my real podcast so that we can chat.
I forgot. I'm like, I do so many of the brands there. I'm like, wait,
literally.
what is it again?
Wait, what were we doing?
What was
Coffee.
the brand?
The coffee.
Oh, it was
But it was good. We had a good time.
Yeah.
I didn't try it, but we had a nice time hanging out.
It was awesome. It was so much fun.
It was so much fun. And the whole time we were chatting, we just like had a great time. And I was like, oh my God, Carly, you live near me. Like, can you pretty please give me a ride home because my car is broken?
Yeah.
And then we got back and I found out so much information that I was like, how did I not learn any of this in the 8 hours that we just spent together? So now we're here to unpack it all. And I'm so excited. So my first question to you is, how did you kind of get started in the industry?
Well, I was always interested in acting, like even as a kid, and I started doing theater, of course, like we all do, you know. I was in like musical theater, loved musical theater. I would like reenact like West Side Story dance in my bedroom. I was always into musicals, and of course, and then my family's also actors, so it was just always around me, and it was like entertainment, and I don't know, I loved movies, and so it just kind of all fell into each other, like, that I wanted to do this for my career.
Yes.
And it is my passion.
Yes.
And so then I just started going to classes. I took Ivana Chubbuck, I took Groundlings, I took
Groundlings right now.
UCB, yeah.
Wow, that's so funny.
Yeah,
oh my
yeah.
God, so
it's
cute.
such a good way to study like characters and stuff. So I definitely loved getting your feet wet in that stuff, and then they help you kind of form your characters easily. And I'm not very good at improv, but I did try improv, and it was just good to know how much actually goes into it. I really did not know.
For sure. What was your first like professional project like?
I think I was on Raise Your Voice with Hilary Duff.
That's insane. That was your first project. What the hell? How old were you?
I know. I think I was 19.
Oh my goodness.
I know. I know. You love Hilary Duff,
That's like
right?
just that I feel like that was such a quintessential movie growing up.
I didn't think it was. But it was now. Like it got like more attention later on.
Being in it, I don't know. That was crazy. No, but literally, it was such an iconic movie.
I think Hilary Duff was just starting her prime, peak time, and she's still doing stuff. So like, good for her.
Good for her. But what was your experience like on set? What happened?
It was awesome.
Miss Fletcher, please.
I played like the Mean Girl's best friend, and I just remember sharing a trailer with her that was like, one sliding doors away.
Cute.
So I could hear her mom, and so we just had like one little type trailer that we pretty much shared. And yeah, and the director's great. Sean McNamara, he does a lot of Disney stuff, and so everyone was nice. It was just like great kids. I even was in a makeup chair, and they were doing an Eminem video next door. And I was like, do you know how obsessed I am? And so I had to run next door and see it for myself. And they were doing the My Band video where Bizarre's wearing like the green sequins outfit, and they're on a stage performing in the video. So I was like in the audience staring at him, like not even trying to be background. I'm like, I don't need to get paid for this. I'll just watch you.
That's so random. Eminem just filming adjacently to Hilary Duff.
I know, in LA.
Yeah, I mean that's so LA.
Yeah, I was shocked. So that was awesome.
That's so cool. Yeah. Oh my God, I love that. What other projects did you start getting into after that?
So then I started doing like sketch comedy. There was this group called the Straight Jacket Society, which we all formed groups together, and we wrote our own sketches and then performed them. So I started doing that for a couple years. I was always doing theater in and out, just like, jumping in for a show once a year. Like, I'm getting the theater bug again. So I would like go and do a theater show even though it didn't pay and whatever. I didn't really start working really a lot until like my 30s, because my 20s I was just like out of control. And then my 30s is when I buckled down and I was like, okay, now I need to like really do something about this. Like, I just started self-submitting all the time, and that's when I really started booking. I'm like, why didn't I do this before? Like, because you can't just rely on your agents and managers. Like, I realized that. I was just waiting for the job to come to me, and then after that, I was like, no, I need to submit and like them myself. So now I do that, and it works well.
No, for sure. I've recently only started like self-submitting again, like on like Actors Access and things.
Yeah.
Literally, I think it was after we talked about it.
I know.
Because I was like, oh, I've had it open on my laptop for so long. I need to just like bite the bullet and get the subscription. And I've had a lot of auditions and been doing a lot of different like cute little thingies.
I know, it's so good. It's so fun. And it does take a lot to learn how to get into the industry and start, you know? And one of the first things they always say is, like, get your headshots and then get the agent and the manager and then submit everything and get a website. And that all took me like a very long time to get. And then I realize nowadays, you don't even really need an agent or a manager, to be honest, because everything is like creator made. So you can create your own stuff and just put yourself out there. And that immediately could get you recognized. So back in like the 90s and 2000s, we used to like put our headshots in envelopes and mail them to agencies.
Oh my gosh.
And they would just throw them in the trash. Like always.
Is that how you got your agent and manager originally?
I think originally, yeah. I've been with Tag Models and Talent forever for commercially, and she types all of her emails in caps.
That just stresses me out.
I know.
That makes me really anxious, actually. I don't like that.
It's like you're yelling.
Why are you yelling at me?
So yeah, so that was that. And but I've been with her for a long time, so she still gets me out. And then theatrically though, that was a struggle because I was definitely with some good agencies. I was with Cunningham, I was with AKA. AKA was a great one, and I was with them for many years. And then they just change their roster. They get new agents that come in, and then they bring their clients, so you just get kind of shuffled all around a lot.
Yeah.
But now I'm not even really theatrically represented. I'm just kind of doing my own thing and submitting, and I have a manager in case I book something big and I need negotiation or something.
I feel like that's honestly the way to go these days. Most agents aren't like even getting that many projects to put you up for anyway. They just click submit and they're doing the same thing that we are. Yeah. And if like you're able to put your own name into the hat more often, that's going to help you more.
Totally.
Anyway. But you get plenty of jobs outside of any agents. So tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I'm trying to learn so much more about the creator world and how people are making money on TikTok and on YouTube and brand deals and stuff like that. Like brands, I guess, started reaching out to me, and I was just like, okay, I guess I'll do this. And then it just started to become more and more consistent. And then I was like, am I just a brand person now?
You're an influencer!
I was like,
yes!
But I didn't realize that they liked my delivery when I was giving like these, high scale and narrative ads, all these brand deals. I honestly did not know.
I didn't know they liked me. They kept hiring me.
They kept hiring me, and I was like, wow, maybe this is what I'm meant to do. Like UGC content, talking from your own experience. So, because every time I go out for a commercial, I would get some commercials, that you play a role.
Yeah.
But for the most part, I've been just doing a lot of UGC. Yeah. And it seems to work.
Yeah, no, for sure. Can you tell us a little bit about your time with Darman?
Oh, yes, Darman. So I was like, why am I not getting booked? Because I was literally auditioning for... Every now and then I would submit to something, and then I would get like, okay, just do a general audition with a general script. And they wouldn't call me in. And then finally, one time they brought me in as like not a main character, but like a side character, and they really loved me. And then the next one was a lead character, and I was like, oh, okay, so I literally just had to do one for them to keep booking me. And then they booked the same characters over and over again. Like people are with them for years and years and years. And it's not like always consistent. You don't know when they're gonna ask you to be in, but I definitely like fit the type now that I'm like I feel like a mom type. I get the moms all the time, and I'm not even a mom, and I'm like, a regular mom would not have time to do all this stuff.
No, for sure. Well, what has been kind of your craziest Darman shoot that you had to do?
Oh, I had to get prosthetics and be like a zombie. A zombie, yeah.
A zombie mom or just
I was a zombie mom.
They didn't even typecast you as a zombie.
I I know. Literally, it's something that this kid like wishes, and I don't know if it's like a dream sequence or something, but like we're in zombie gear. I forget what the context was because I've done a lot. And they're all very similar.
I'm screaming.
But yeah, it was hardcore. Like the makeup was legit. It was professionally done, and I've never had prosthetics like this. It's super cool.
Oh my god, no, that's crazy. And you've also been on, I know recently you just did a vertical short, which is a huge production. What was that like?
Verticals are like the new thing now because people don't have attention spans.
Yeah.
So literally they will break down a feature film into 1-minute episodes, and then you have to pay for the episode, and I'm just like, that's a lot of work. But the trick is you have to have like basically like a little cliffhanger at the end of every episode. It's to make you want to keep watching. And can you just imagine like one thing after another, have a quick cliffhanger every minute? It gets a little like monotonous, but then, you know, you realize what you're doing and you're like, oh yeah, it's for the phone. Like, we got it. But yeah, and hopefully they start paying more because they are like a little bit of the lower side of things.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They really want like accomplished actors to start doing these things.
Because it takes a lot of time.
Yes. And it's a day rate, which is like 12 hours. So you just get 12 hours and whatever your rate is per day is that.
And you worked the whole 12 hours?
Yeah.
And how many days was it?
8.
What?
I know.
That's insanity.
I know.
Oh
cool.
I mean,
when it all adds up, you know, like the little hundreds of dollars you get per couple day. Yeah. But it was fun, and I just like acting and doing whatever I can that I book because it's just like it's always a new and good experience. You know what I mean?
For sure. No, absolutely.
Oh, I have another film coming out called Rush where I can't give it away. But I'm in, it's like a sorority in different years of life. So it's like I have like a younger me, there's an older me, I think, and me. Yeah.
That's cute.
But it's a really good one. And I have like a couple other things, but I don't know exactly when they're going to come out. So I won't share them.
That's really exciting, but everyone keep an eye out for that.
Yeah.
Just keep an eye out for Carly in general, and that'll be great. Yeah, go follow Carly. All of her stuff will be down below, so you can go find her. No, that's amazing. You have so many great projects, but can you tell us about a time that maybe you had to face some rejection or like a not so great time on set?
Oh my gosh. My agency sent me out on an audition for like, it was a soap opera, maybe like One Life to Live or one of those soap operas, and it was an in-person, and I went in the office and she was like, why are you going out for this? This is for a 16-year-old. And I was like 21 at the time or something. And she was so mean to me, and I did the audition anyway, and it's very emotional. And I was sitting across reading with the, like, you never want to read with the producer. It's really nerve-wracking because they just, but anyway, and it was just really awkward, and she was berating me just like, you have a quivering lip that's not like emotional, that doesn't show me that you're sad, like just because you're quivering your lip. It was really rude.
Oh my God.
And I just remember it was in Burbank, and I like got in my car and I was just like, ah! Like there's been so many times where I've cried after auditions because sometimes you just have that one shot. And now it's all self-tapes, but when you would go in for auditions and they were like on big lots and stuff, you want to do your best. And sometimes you have to literally not take it seriously and go in and just be casual, and like those are the ones you always book.
Yeah.
Like I booked a line in American Woman with Alicia Silverstone. It only had like one season, but I had a little part, and it was just a simple line, and like they loved it, and I was like, oh, I didn't even think it was that good, and I got it. So it's always the ones you don't think, you know. But and I've been rejected for every audition, for every 10 auditions or 20 even. You might book one, you know?
Yeah. No, that's super
hard.
true. That's super true. It is hard. It's hard out here. That's for sure.
Yeah, it's definitely not easy, but I think that you just have to stick to it because the more you do it, it's just like getting your wheels turning. Like you're getting more experience, and then it becomes easier.
Yeah.
But if you're just really banking on one job, you know, that's not the way to do it.
You can't put that much pressure on it. I feel like that's what everyone always says. They can sense the desperation.
I know.
They can feel it.
I know. They definitely can. And they don't like it for some reason.
I know. God, screw them.
Yeah.
But what would be a quintessential Carly project that you would really want to do?
Oh, man. Well, I wish sitcoms were still a thing because I would have loved to have done a sitcom where I was the lead or something, like something silly. But I would say probably still something that is a series on Netflix or something. Something that you could stream, but it's still a series because you have guaranteed work. And it would I would want to be on the comedy side of things, but I could also mix comedy and drama.
Love a dramedy.
I'm very emotional, so I could definitely tap into those emotions.
Yes.
But I think it would have to just be like a really good series on Netflix or something, or like a Breaking Bad, like one of those like really epic ones.
Ooh, yeah.
That would just be awesome. But I think I'm a little out there for Breaking Bad, so maybe
whatever the next version of it is.
Whatever the other one is.
It'll be great.
Or like a Modern Family or something.
That would be fun.
Yeah.
Whoever's writing the next Modern Family.
Exactly.
Put us in. We're ready. We're very excited. Well, can you tell us a little bit maybe about the infamous meltdown?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Take us through it. Start us at the beginning. What happened that day?
Well, I was on Claim to Fame in 2023, which is a show on ABC that basically you have to guess who your celebrity relative is.
Hugo, who do you think Carly's claim to fame is?
I think your celebrity relative is Tom Hanks.
It is Tom Hanks. How are you doing, Carly?
Yeah, I'm just a little shocked. I didn't realize he was gonna pick me. I helped you, Hugo. I freaking helped you. I gave you clues.
Dude, who?
Boy. Damn.
These freaking clues are so freaking obvious. Freaking bench. That's the freaking poster of the freaking Forrest Gump. Are you kidding me?
She's screaming.
Why a bench? Why a bench?
And I was the first one out because my clues were really easy. And legit, people thought that I was joking but I started off with a panic attack. And people really didn't believe that I was that upset. So they basically were like, this is unreal, right? Like, she's not doing this on purpose. I didn't plan it or anything. I just definitely had a panic attack and I couldn't breathe. And then I started screaming and then I got angry. So all the emotions were there.
That's fair.
And I was just really mad. I really wanted to play longer. I couldn't play any longer. And I knew I was going to have to be, quarantined for like another month before the end of the production.
Yeah. How'd you get the job? Like, what happened there?
I think I just applied. Literally, I was like, I want to be on that show because everyone kept telling me to do it. So I was like, okay. So I just did the application and that was it.
Oh my gosh. And then you had to quarantine beforehand?
Well, they were just doing COVID tests, but I think when you're on the show, you have to stay for the entire production, whether you're out first or last.
Yeah.
So.
Oh my God. Wait, so you had to stay?
Yeah.
You still had to, like, live with everyone?
No, I was in a hotel.
Wait, okay.
For 30 days, I couldn't leave. I mean, I did have access to Netflix so I could watch a show, and I watched 11 seasons of The Walking Dead. Because I needed something that would last me the whole month. And it was literally going crazy.
Okay.
I gained like 20 pounds.
Did you know that if you got voted off, you would have to stay that whole time?
I did know. That's why I was mostly upset
I would be so furious.
That's what I was upset about too. No one gets that. I was like, I couldn't even be on the show and have fun and be found
around people.
No, I couldn't be around anyone.
That's so sad. So you were literally just locked in a hotel room by yourself?
By yourself.
Oh my God. Okay, that is totally fair to have a meltdown about.
I know.
Did you know that there were cameras like up in the bedrooms and stuff and mics and everything too?
Yeah. For the meltdown?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I did, but like when I was in it, I was like, I'm gonna show them how I'm like, if they want freaking good TV, here it is. And I freaking was like going after it. I was just like, I should be here longer. I don't deserve this. Blah, blah, blah. I was just so mad. I wanted the producers to hear because I was mad. And I was like, y'all messed me up.
Yeah.
But,
Oh my God.
I was, a lot of people didn't like me after that. And I get it. Like, I got a lot of hate. But I wasn't trying to be like, I don't deserve this, like, because I'm, so-and-so's niece. It wasn't that. It was because I just really I thought I'd be good TV.
Like, and it was.
Yeah.
And it was. And guess what? It was the only part that anybody watched.
Exactly.
So...
But I wanted to be good TV for a longer period of time, and not have a meltdown.
Yeah. I feel like if you were on for a longer period of anything, they would want the meltdown.
The meltdown would have came anyway.
The meltdown would have happened. So they could have kept you on for longer, but it's fine. We're not upset or anything.
If I got even out the next week, I would probably have the same meltdown.
To find out that you're still going to be there for another 20 days, I would too.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I mean, you get a little bit of money, but you don't get the grand prize, which is $100,000. So that's another reason. So a lot of people aren't thinking about those things.
Literally, they weren't understanding the full extent. But prior to Meltdown, what was your experience like on set with the Jonas Brothers and all of that?
Oh, yeah. It was fun. The Jonas Brothers were awesome, and we got to do like a little talent show as our first challenge.
That's cute.
And that was a lot of fun. It was good. You really connect with people really quickly because no phones, so you have no like distractions, so you really have to get to know everyone.
Yeah.
And so I really wanted to stay because I was starting to like everyone.
Yeah. How long were you actually with everybody in real person time?
2 days.
Wow. Okay.
It was like one night I slept over and then I was eliminated the next day.
Oh my God. That's so annoying.
I know.
That's so frustrating.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're going to get you on another reality show. It's going to be so much better. I don't know what it's going to be, but it's going to be a good one.
I hope.
But can you tell me a little bit about your thoughts on nepotism?
Oh, yeah. I think that if there's nepotism in the world, it's not necessarily because of your parents, if they have like fame or anything or success or wealth. Like I have a famous uncle, and yet I'm doing everything on my own. I don't have that little cushion of, oh, but he's gonna, he has money at least, so if I ever am like homeless, like he'll help me. I honestly don't think that is the case. So you have to just do it yourself. I don't think nepotism is a real... I mean, I know it's a real thing because Kate Hudson, even my cousin, and a lot of people. There's a lot of people, they have the last name, so of course they're going to be well known.
Yeah.
But you have to kind of put something into that. You can't just be a non-talented person. You have to be talented. You have to have your own merit, and it's not just because of who you're related to. That might help a little bit, like with connections and knowing people, but overall, no one's going to want to work with you just because of who you're related to.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? You have
absolutely.
to you have to stand on your own 2 feet and show who you are.
As we know from Claim to Fame, you are related to Rita Wilson and Tom Hanks, which is crazy. That's insane. When I found that out, I could not believe that. I was like, you are in my home right now. That's wild. But can you tell us a little bit about what it actually is like being related to famous people? The pros and cons of that.
I mean, the pros are definitely just meeting people, and I've gotten to meet some like NSYNC back in the day, when I was a kid. Like I had someone that worked for my uncle's office or something, had the in with like Lance Bass, and so we got backstage on like the NSYNC. So there's always those perks and stuff like that, and nice vacations, and I've traveled private, like on a private jet. But it's also kind of the same as anyone else because he is just kind of like an uncle that just happens to be like famous. And I grew up very middle class. My mom was a teacher and we lived on her teacher salary. And so that was that. There was no money handoff or anything like that to my family. So I feel like I'm a very normal person and I just have this extraordinary circumstance, which happens to be like the famous aunt and uncle. But like, they very much have their own life and I have my own life, and but it is cool, obviously because he's such an icon and people love him. So I mean, it's a cool perk, but I don't even see it like that anymore unless I lived with them and I was like their child. It might be a little different, but because I'm like the niece, I very much just left. I was like very normal, had a normal life.
Yeah.
But like meeting the celebrities and stuff, that's always the cool.
I guess. Sure, yeah. Have there ever been any downsides, or have people ever said anything to you negatively because of that?
Oh yeah, people are like, you'll have it easy. Like in high school, when I was wanting to be the lead in a play, I was like, I want to be the lead, and I think my theater teacher told me, she's like, you have it easy. Don't even worry about it. You'll have your time. And I'm like, but I'm not. Like, I don't see that.
It's not happening, actually.
And then you get boyfriends that try to use you and get close to you because they want to meet him or something. And I'm like,
stop.
That happened like once. I don't know, but yeah, it's weird. It's not my identity to be like, I'm related to this person.
I mean, literally, it took all day. It took all day, guys. And it slipped out. It actually, you didn't even tell me. I had to put math together. I had to do actual math in my brain. And I was like, what the heck?
Yeah. No. Oh, yeah, when I said I was into things, then you put it all together.
No. Before, it was prior. Oh my God. We were sitting in my kitchen, and I was like, oh my God. Someone at the shoot mentioned how you were in that Hilary Duff movie. Like, that's so
right.
Cool. Like,
that's right.
How'd you get in that?
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, like my aunt was in it. And I was like, your aunt?
Yeah.
Say more. And then you went, oh, Rita Wilson. And I went, hold on.
She
just
plays
a moment.
her mom. She plays Hilary Duff's mom.
The lineage of the moms it continues.
I know.
It follows.
It's so weird. I get like, honestly, I did not book many things as like the hot 20s bombshell thing. It was always when I was a mom, I started booking monthly things.
We see the gentle
I
spirit
know,
in you.
yeah.
You are maternal. We believe it.
I'm like, gentle. I'm like, I ain't gentle.
Ooh.
Yeah,
No, but I love that. That's so cool. What was an experience that you had that kind of changed the way that you looked at the industry?
Oh, I definitely had a funky audition, and it was a big studio. I don't want to name what it was, but it was an audition, and they literally asked to see my boob.
Just one? Only one boob?
Well, okay, I think it was like a topless audition.
Both boobs.
And I was just like, I don't think that's normal.
Yeah.
And I remember telling my agent that, and they were just like, what? And I was like, yeah. But I was so young and stupid, and I didn't know. And I did it, and I was like, oh my God, someone saw my boobs. But nowadays, I would never get close to getting by. But I think back then, it was maybe like accepted. So yeah, that was a scary thing, and that was what made me think like, okay, maybe this industry isn't like the safest place.
Maybe. Wait, so
there's like casting couch going on.
Wasn't specified prior to getting to the audition. You just showed up and they were like, all right, and you're topless.
I know. I don't remember, if I'm being honest. I really don't remember, but I do just remember having that experience in one of these big offices, and I was like, why did I do that again? And what was the audition? I don't remember.
I'm guessing we didn't book the job, even though we showed
Titty.
I mean, honestly, I've always had pretty good experiences in the acting world. I don't think I can ever think of a time that it would be like a negative response. When I'm acting or if I'm on set, I'm just always grateful and happy, and even if something bad happens, I'm like, I'm still acting, so it's good.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, can you tell us about maybe your favorite moment on set?
Ooh, my favorite moment on set. Maybe when I was in Larry Crown working with my uncle, because I was basically doing his hair in Larry Crown. And I with this girl, and I'm supposed to fake give him a makeover, and I was like using these real scissors.
Why did they give you real scissors?
I don't know why they gave me real scissors, but I literally cut myself immediately. And I was bleeding on set everywhere, and I was like, oh my God. My one scene with Tom and I already got a bleeding hand, and I'm like bleeding on his head.
On his head! On his head! Stop!
Not on his head. I noticed it right away, but I was like, oh, that's a bummer. They're like, medic! Medic!
Wait, that's so funny. I need to find these shots.
I did a really good job of making it look like I was a professional hairstylist. I was like, pulling up and he did have a little bit of fake hair that I was supposed to cut.
Okay.
So I was making sure that I wasn't cutting the real hair. And I think I did okay.
He's a man, and he lives alone.
Are you two walking in on all the neighbors?
Where's your bathroom?
Back through the bedroom.
Well, come on. First one's free.
So what is going on out there?
Let Talia do her thing, okay? Life is easier. Well, I did everything I could. Hey, Lance, remember to bring the sides forward, pat down the back.
Oh yeah, we're gonna find a clip of that. I want to put that in. That's so funny.
It's on my reel.
Oh my God. So what has been like the craziest character or scene or something that you've been in?
Oh, I played this coke whore girl on Philophobia, or The Fear of Falling in Love. It's on Amazon, and I just played this wackadoo crazy girl. But when I read the character, I was like, this is me. Not that part, but just like the crazy stuff she would say. Like,
really related to
and it was just so out of whack. I just had the funniest lines in that show. I basically have this whole speech because I'm like high on cocaine, but I'm not making sense at all, and it's just really funny. And then I'm like, I love this hallway. Oh my!
You like saying that a lot.
What?
I mean.
I do?
Yeah. Are you?
Am I?
Mean?
Wait, what?
It's not a hard question.
Yep.
Yep. Gotcha! You are so gullible! Oh, good! Man, I love this hallway.
Like, it was just a really wackadoo character, and I loved playing her because she was just, crass. And there was like one little sexy part where I have a kiss. I don't know, it was fun, but that was a good fun.
What character would you say is actually most similar to how Tom Hanks actually is in person?
Oh, that's a good question. I want to say Big, because he really does still act like a kid at times. Like, he's very much like...
That's cute.
Just a cute kid. He always makes everyone laugh, you know? So it's like, even if there's tension, he'll break the ice and make sure it's...
Wait, that's
No.
I love Big. I literally just want
and it is very much like him, like that playfulness,
Oh, I love that. Okay, very cute. Oh my god, thank you. For our final part of the evening, for our little activity today, Carly is going to give us some acting tips on how to memorize lines. So, should I give you just a line to go off of?
Well, it depends if you're a visual learner or an audible learner. Sometimes if I hear it out loud, it goes into my body more. So first of all, read it out loud. I think that's the first thing. And I think really figuring out where the verbs are and the prepositions. It sounds difficult.
Okay.
But
in
it's
a grammar.
like, once you get the verb, then you can kind of figure out, it's almost like you have to kind of like break it down. It sounds weird. But also, acting is reacting. So if a person is giving you something, always make sure that, like, your lines should be so in you that it comes out in your character. You shouldn't have to be struggling to get the lines out. So really make sure you memorize your lines when you have any kind of a job. But I think everyone has different ways of doing it. Some people write down the first letter of each word in the line. And they just put the first letter out next to it so that they know what is supposed to come.
Yeah.
And they just cover it up. But I memorized a 3-page monologue once, like in one of those playbills, and it was so many words, and I just had to put my brain in the, like, okay, once I say this, then this happens, and then once I say that, then this happens. So you just have to keep your focus on that, and it's possible. You can memorize pretty long things, and I've gotten really good at it, but it's really hard to explain unless you have like an actual script. Do you have one?
What about like that like little paragraph right there?
Okay. I always get first of all, what am I saying, like, overall? You have to understand the context. I just like see the words that come out. So like money, and then he said he wouldn't agree, but I just kept on saying that it was for the baby. Like, he said he wouldn't agree, but I kept saying. So you just, like, there's words that you just remember to,
the
like,
emphasis.
repeat. Yeah, it's an emphasis. It's, like, connotation. And then also the grammar does help me, because I was, like, a big grammar freak when I was little. But we had to think of the baby first. Then he started to cry. And then they're telling a story. So it's, like, then this and then that. So that actually is easy, because it's, like, step by step of what happened, because you're telling a story. It seems like it's daunting at first, but, like, I don't know. I just, sometimes if I get it in my body and I just say it over and over again, it'll stick.
Yeah.
It'll stick.
No, that is good though. I like that.
It's always like whenever you hear actors say line, they just need to get that first word or two, and then they can get the rest of the phrase.
Yes.
So I think that's just really helpful to have those verbs ready to go.
Yeah.
Just like, what's the verb? But you remember like the rest of the line.
Grammar. But okay, last question for you.
Yes.
Do you have any advice for any young artists out there?
Well, I definitely would say that it's very important, if you do want to get into acting, to believe you can do it. Anyone can do anything.
Yeah.
And now we're in an age where you can create anything. And so you need to just put yourself out there. When I hear that actors don't have like any reels or anything, I'm like, okay, well that's, I don't know what you're gonna do, but you can literally just film yourself in your bedroom doing a scene or a monologue or something, and put that on a tape. So start with that, because without that, you don't have much. And then just get the experience. Take some classes, get some books. I love Uta Hagen. She has a great acting book, and the classes are really helpful to get you out of your shell and get you totally comfortable with not being self-conscious.
Yeah.
Because if you can get rid of your self-consciousness, that's basically half the game. So you just have to not worry about how you look on the outside.
Being perceived, the fear of being perceived, that's so real.
So you just have to stick with it and like really submit. You obviously go on Actors Access, make a profile, submit. LA casting, I don't do LA casting, but that's another one that you can do. It's more commercials. Actors Access is more film, TV, verticals. And then there's also Casting Frontier and Backstage, which are like more theatrical. But whatever you choose, just make sure you have those pictures ready to go and a reel. And now we don't even need resumes. It's like either my IMDb, which is like the bigger stuff, but if you're really young and new and green, then just put anything you have. Like I used to put my High School Musicals on my resume.
Actually, I think the one I was a lead in is still potentially on there, but the rest of them are like, listen, that one was important.
I know. So I basically was like, okay, now I can get rid of that one because I'm older.
Done the work.
Yeah.
You put in the time.
Yeah.
But
It's
we're
a lot of
working.
work, but
We're
it's
working.
worth it.
And you're doing it. You are the best. And it's been so wonderful having you. Thank you so much for coming.
This is so fun.
Thank you guys so much, and I will see you next week. Bye-bye.
Are you PMSing?